The reformers, they were out today. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Okay, President Trump's been in office for a little more than 10 months, and today he held his 9th cabinet meeting, with cameras, of course, rolling the entire time.
You talk about being open and transparent. This has to be the most transparent administration in history.
No doubt about it. And we should note his predecessor, well, he also convened 9 cabinet meetings. During his entire 4 years in office, that is. In his 9th and final cabinet meeting, by the way, Biden spoke less than the guest presenter.
Well, good morning. I guess it's still morning, isn't it? Yep. We're grateful that Jill is here today. Heard that clapping. It wasn't for me. When we came in, I'd like to turn it over to Jill and for any comments she has. And it's all yours, kid.
Thank you.
Still can't even hear him. I was whispering. It all seems like a bad dream now. So Trump didn't just dodge a bullet, America did as well. We weren't just led by a man in obvious cognitive decline. His cabinet was filled with goofballs, too. I mean, when you watch this, there's just no comparison. Secretary of State Tony Blinken, he wasn't respected. His weakness was his calling card.
Parents, don't let your sons and daughters grow up to be Secretary of State. It's a different world than it was when some of my predecessors were doing this.
My predecessor? What? He always looks scared. But today we have a real Secretary of State who speaks with authority and understands peace through strength. And also that we need to stay strong to remain free. Otherwise, we'll get run over by China.
Everything this president does is driven by the American people. Whether you don't have to agree with the actual move, but understand the motivation. The motivation is always you, the American people, and what's good for you, for your family, for the country, and for our economy. And
speaking of the economy, imagine if we still had this woman as our Treasury Secretary. Janet Inflationist Transitory Yellen. She was an unmitigated disaster from start to finish. But Scott Bessent, Trump's Treasury Chief, well, he prefers to live in a place called reality, one where brains, common sense, and guts win every time.
It's been a great year on the economy, but the best is yet to come. The tens of trillions of dollars that have come in investment, both the portfolio investment by companies, investment by countries, that is turning into a CapEx boom.
CapEx boom, capital expenditures brings the jobs. But we know the polls aren't quite showing that same level of optimism, at least not yet. Too many Americans have soured on the state of their own pocketbooks, citing the still too high cost of living, which the entire Trump cabinet spoke to today, with some key context from the Veep.
If you look at every affordability crisis that's confronting the American people today, it is traceable directly to a problem caused by Joe Biden and congressional Democrats. Why did homes get so unaffordable? Because we had 20 million illegal aliens in this country taking homes that ought by right to go to American citizens. Why did tax bills get so unaffordable? Because Democrats were raising taxes. Why did food get so expensive? Because we printed trillions of dollars and threw it into green scams that made our agricultural economy suffer while Americans were paying higher prices for food.
But the moment that the jackals and the press were waiting for, that came when Secretary of War Pete Hegseth was asked about the now infamous September 2nd strikes on that drug boat in the Caribbean. Now, regarding the Washington Post report that anonymous sources said Hegseth personally ordered a second strike to kill all survivors, well, he effectively denied that that was the reason today.
Admiral Bradley made the correct decision to ultimately sink the boat and eliminate the threat. He sunk the boat, and eliminated the threat.
So you didn't see any survivors, to be clear, after that first strike?
I did not personally see survivors, but I stand, because the thing was on fire. It was exploded in fire or smoke. You can't see anything. This is what you in the press don't understand. You sit in your air-conditioned offices or up on Capitol Hill and you nitpick and you plant fake stories in the Washington Post about kill everybody, phrases on anonymous sources not based in anything, not based in any truth at all. And then you want to throw out really irresponsible terms about American heroes, about the judgment that they made. We support them, and we will stop the poisoning of the American people.
Well, at least for now, the president still seems to have quite a bit of confidence in Hegseth, citing the fact that these strikes are saving thousands and thousands of American lives. And it should be obvious to anyone who remembers the Comey Mueller crusade and Trump won that Democrats are banking on taking the House next year and are prepping for new investigations and possibly a presidential impeachment.
This is at the very least a war crime. We don't allow the military to act as the police officer, the prosecutor, the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Pete Hegseth has to go. He has to resign. Donald Trump has to fire him. If he doesn't resign, these really serious allegations of really disturbing immoral behavior by the secretary.
Oh, please. It doesn't matter to them that the New York Times had to correct the Washington Post's original reporting on the second strike, which ignored key context to what was happening at the time. The Post should be ashamed. A U.S. official tells Fox Admiral Bradley ordered the second strike to sink the boat because it could have posed a threat to navigation for other vessels, or survivors could have called for backup to retrieve the drugs. Now, once again, Democrats care more about protecting narco-terrorists and criminal illegal aliens than they do the American public. So this entire war crime narrative is vicious, defamatory, but very well orchestrated. Oh, yeah, right down to that video released a few weeks ago by the Seditious Six that essentially told soldiers, look, wink, wink, you don't have to obey illegal orders, as if they didn't already know that. In the end, this is all about 2026, and it's about 2028, to restart impeachment and their run to retake the White House. So are Republicans ready for this battle? We're about to find out, and that's the angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.